morning, everybody.
We bring you the
I've
news.
got my Christmas t-shirt on.
Prancer, dancer, floozy. That's what she is.
What am I doing, Mark?
Get in your steps.
We are in competition at the moment to get the most steps, right? And by 8:30, who's already got 2,000 of them? This little baby. And Mark is so competitive. He's got the dentist later and he went to me, because last night he said, I'm leaving whatever time it was. And then this morning he went, I'm leaving. And it was like half an hour early. And it wasn't until about 10 minutes later I went, are you walking to the dentist?
And then I asked you, are you walking? Toffee savaging roadkill. I found the roadkill in the drive today. I thought it was an actually squashed
It's so
fox.
funny. No, it's one of these from Pets at Home, you know, these squashed.
It's one of the few
foxes.
things. It's one of the few things that our local foxes ignore, because I guess it's too close to home. That's been outside, you know.
Has it?
Yeah, but
why did you bring it back in?
Because the foxes hadn't touched it, because they were traumatised when they saw it. They were like, "Oh my god, that's a manifestation of my worst nightmare."
Good morning, everybody.
Should we do some good mornings?
Yeah.
Go on then.
Morning, Brenda. We'll do alternate. You do Ellie.
No, that's not
Morning,
going to work.
Yeah, Brenda. Morning, Ellie.
Angela.
No. Okay.
Yeah.
Morning,
Angela's
Carla.
next. Morning, Pam.
Morning, Donna.
Morning, I don't like doing it this way. Melissa, Carmel Carney, Meth12. Meth12? I thought that was Meth12. Russ Souch, Creatorholic, Alexia Hopper, Lorraine Eads, Courtney C, Fiona Reed, Nicola Higgins, Debbie Harris.
Glenda Ann Denton, Claire Elsie, Jezebel.
Leo Weidfehler.
Oh, time for a rhyme.
Elaine Upright.
Jenna, Melanie Williams. Good morning, everybody. How are you this morning? So, what have we been up to? Oh, God.
It's not what we've been up
Well,
to, it's just what we're getting on with.
Yeah.
Yeah, not a
We've
lot
been
to
busy
report
this
other than
morning.
there's lots of stuff that you're going to love in Vlogmas. Get very excited, because we're very excited too.
Oh, and also, we have a little announcement to make about the quiz.
Yes.
We thought it'd be quite fun. Now, we are obsessed with raising money for Young Minds UK because we think they're an amazing charity and they need money. CAMS is creaking under the pressure. There's so many young people needing support with their mental health, and therefore the parents as well. And Young Minds does a lot of support for parents as well. Actually, check them out. Mark found a course that you can do on Young Minds on how to deal with your child's mental health.
Yeah, you can. Well, there's several different ones for helping adolescents, young adults, as parents, as carers, as trainers, as whatever you want to
So
be.
we thought to kick off Vlogmas, on the 1st of December, we will do a quiz, a live quiz.
Stacey Randall's now's your moment.
Stacey
Now's your
Randall.
moment.
And, but Stacey, add some channel ones, because hopefully we'll bring some new people to the channel. So they'll need some quiz.
We're going to do
general knowledge quiz.
Stacey's questions about our channel.
Yeah, and then we'll do the quiz questions. Yeah, so we're going to
quiz.
No, the general knowledge.
Right,
Stacey's
okay.
doing. So we're going to set up a Just Giving page, and we're not going to charge you to do the quiz, but we would really like you to, if you could, even if it's just £1, donate something to that Just Giving page before you join the quiz, because we would like to raise, well, we're going to put a figure on that before we start the quiz, and then we're going to do things like our songs, all your favourite bits and pieces that we
Maybe
do, all
a
our
dance or
silliness,
two.
Mark's dances, well, and to try and generate more cash.
Yeah.
But we don't want anyone to spend beyond their means.
And
It's
if you
just a bit
can't,
fun.
don't.
And if you can't manage
No.
anything, that's
Just
fine
join
too.
us for the ride. It'll
Yeah.
be fun. It'll be silly.
But if you can't donate anything, please spread the word. That's what you could do. You could, if you're on Twitter, if you're on Instagram, if you could promote the quiz, it would be so amazing to hand a decent check over to Young Minds before Christmas. It'd be
What
amazing.
day is the quiz, asks Courtney C. Make it clear, kick it to the back of the net, Miss Sawalha.
1st of December.
Got it? 1st
What
of
day
December.
is the 1st of December?
It's
Is that
also-
Wednesday?
What is the first, hang on, what's the 1st of December?
Vlogmas.
First day of Vlogmas.
That's what I just said.
You didn't.
I
You
said
just
to
said-
kick off Vlogmas. I did. Didn't I say to click off Vlogmas?
Why are you so
straight
combative this morning?
after-
Because you know you're going to be beaten in the steps
Straight
department
after
today.
the quiz, Mark.
It's
you
not
weep,
a sprint,
weep,
it's a marathon.
Weep. You are not going to
It's
beat me on the steps
not a sprint,
today.
it's a marathon.
So, yeah, so the Vlogmas will go up straight after the quiz.
Alexia
So
Hopper
it's a
says...
great night. Basically, cancel everything else you're doing on the 1st of December.
Yeah.
You're spending the evening with us.
So it's Wednesday. Thank you, guys.
Wednesday the
Next,
1st.
not tomorrow. Wednesday the 1st. Okay,
I've
that's
got to
good.
think about a time.
Yeah, well, we'll
Maybe
work that out.
why don't we put a question up on the community page? What do
On
you
the
think would be the
community
best time?
page.
With 3 offers of times.
Okay, 7, 8, or 9. I'll put it on the community
Trouble
tab.
is, then Vlogmas is going up very late if it's 9.
6, 7, or 8. I mean, should we do this off camera? It's a bit boring.
Oh, they're part of it.
Yeah, I know, but they're gonna be
They
a-
like a bit of a chat.
I'm thinking of you guys, and I just hate to say it, but Nadia's just gone on one because she's trying to get steps. Toffee, one round in circles, I've attached it to her neck.
hell, the pair of us.
See, this is what happens, it splits families. You know what they should call it? Split bit. Split
bit.
I live in Greece, 2 hours ahead, earlier the better, Alexia Hopper.
Oh, God, I want to come to Greece.
Lots of people saying 7, which would be good, because then
7's
Vlogmas
quite
could go out
good,
to 8.
because then
yeah.
Vlogmas goes at 8, yeah.
But we'll confirm, and we'll confirm, and we'll reconfirm, and then we'll confirm again.
Claire Ross Reed, would you like to, if you'd like to give us the general knowledge quiz questions,
good
that
idea.
would be amazing, thank you. Because Stacey is
has
giving
done
us the
a
channel
wondrous job of channel questions. So Claire, yes, maybe if you do the general knowledge, that'd be great.
What, 15 of them?
There's Stacey. Can I just say I have done general... Oh, she's done general knowledge questions as well. Done the whole lot.
Oh, she's done the whole lot. Thank you. Claire Ross
Claire-
Reed, the next one we will call on you.
Down tools. Stacey
Down
has done
tools.
them all.
Just join us for the fun.
Stacey, my Outlook email inbox is... The app is shit. So if you could resend them all to Michelle. I had them on my desktop, but I had to clear my desktop. So, yeah.
And I think this year we're going to add a
play to
sing-song. We'll let you know the lyrics and we're all going to do a sing-song
When?
at the end of the quiz.
Oh, my
Across
Lord.
the nation.
I just
So get yourself a Christmas hat.
to say I love you. I just called to say how much I care.
Oh my God, there's something over there that Dina brought over from Poundland yesterday that I am using every fibre of my being not to show you it because it's so
Don't.
cool.
Don't, because you're such a spoiler.
But it will go into the first vlog. I tell you why, Mark, because Poundland don't keep things
Nads,
for long.
let's have conversations later.
We're having a conversation.
But babe, you're driving me nuts. I can't have. I'm going to have to run around the house again.
No! Oh my God. I've already got 2,000 steps. You're up shit creek, matey Flip. You're up shit creek. Right, prance it. Come on.
Hang on.
Oh my God, it's 22.
Hate the way you do
I've
that.
got yoga.
Come on. You come on. Come on in.
Right, so what are we talking about? First of all, oh, you haven't put Boris's speech.
I have elsewhere, just haven't updated it.
Wow, Boris's speech.
Excuse my arm.
I've just had quite listened to quite an interesting programme with Nick Ferrari.
Go on then.
Nick Ferrari, of course, is furious. Nick Ferrari thinks he's a complete plonker. But they just had somebody on that wrote speeches for the Labour Party, and you might be quite surprised what he said.
What did he say?
But anyway, I think we should have a little listen to it.
Well, I can't.
Oh!
No, we can't just spring a new media
Oh, but
output.
isn't
No,
it?
because none of this stuff. No, I can't.
Right, who heard Boris's speech to the BBC? Well, who are they? The business people?
No, the
BCR.
Confederation of British Business and
something
Industry.
like that.
Yeah.
Businessy industries, something or other.
Let me see if I can
Well,
find
the only way you can describe it is bumbling. He used the analogy of Peppa Pig, which is fine, and this is what this speechwriter said. But the problem was, he just
Here we
couldn't
go.
read it. Oh, listen.
Frankly, is everything okay? You lost your notes, you lost your place, you went off on a tangent about Peppa Pig.
Forgive me.
Oh my God, it went that long.
Oh, it went on and on, Mark.
Forgive me.
I've
Oh.
heard all
I
of
don't know
it
if
now.
you've been to Peppa Pig World. Who's been to... Hands up anyone who's been to Peppa Pig World.
Hands up.
Not enough. It's fantastic. I was a bit hazy what I would find at Peppa Pig World, but I loved it. And Peppa Pig World is very much my kind of place. It has very safe streets, discipline in schools, heavy emphasis on new mass transit systems, I notice, even if they're a bit stereotypical about Daddy Pig. But the real lesson for me, going to Peppa Pig World, and I'm surprised you haven't been there, was about the power of UK creativity. I think that people got the vast majority of the points I wanted to make, and I thought it went over well.
So there you go. Peppa Pig. That's the first I've seen it. I've heard what he refers to. So he's trying to equate the land. He's trying to almost idealise the land of Peppa Pig as the perfect sort of ambition for society. There, isn't he?
Yeah. And he talked about how they've made 6 billion and growing, and it's quite extraordinary.
And then
Nobody in Whitehall could come up with the
of
concept of Peppa Pig.
Yeah, but he could have approached it like what a hugely successful business move it
Well,
was.
the problem, Nick Ferrari said, I have listened to more speeches than any person should ever have to of Boris Johnson's.
Yeah.
He said, and my theory is he had not looked at that speech,
not
for
at all.
1 minute
Not at all.
beforehand.
That's
right?
clearly a kid who's gone into class and not done his homework.
I don't think so. All this put your hands up, and earlier on he was like, come on everybody. I thought he's been spending a lot of time with, what's his kid's name?
No, I personally...
With his kid, he was very much in
Oh,
kiddie
so is this
mode.
what the Labour person's going to say, that it looks like he's a hands-on dad?
No. What the Labour speechwriter said was, he said there's been many other speeches you can look back where you take something, popular culture, and you use it to, tell your story.
Yeah.
He said, I could see where he was going with it. I could see what he was trying for.
I can always see what he's trying for.
He said it wasn't that bad, the speech. He said the problem was the delivery, and that was what was just so awful.
Well, he had
the
no
fact that he
capacity to
didn't
fill
know where
dead
he
air.
was going. He didn't know how to. He stumbled and fell so many times.
Hi, Brenda.
I mean, who was it? Which politician was it that had the bacon sandwich hanging out of their mouth? It was
Ed
the end of it.
Miliband.
Ed Miliband. And Theresa May when she had the cough.
Jackie
These-
Vellino. He sounded so excited, like a kid. He did. It's the most excited about
Like
him in
he was
ages.
doing his child's bedtime story.
Yeah.
I
think he'd be good. I think he'd be quite good at reading
Oh
your
my
child
God, it
bedtime
was so
story.
embarrassing. But anyway, one chap rang up, Stephen. He was just talking to Nick and he was saying, well, he made a bit of a fool of himself, that's for sure. But I think he'll be all right. I think he'll make it through because he's won the hearts and minds of the people. And Nick said, really? With that bumbling performance? This is one that happened. He goes, well, that skier, the guy that used to jump, what was the skier?
He's going to call Kiki.
Oh.
Yeah. Eddie the Eagle.
Eddie the Eagle. He goes, think of Eddie the Eagle. He's a bit like Eddie the Eagle.
Yeah, he is. Someone says it, Karen Ula, very good description. Someone described him as a lazy workaholic. He does too much and doesn't give enough attention. So stressed now as we are moving. What's that? It's like a written scene in the loop, Mark. Rhys Roberts. You're absolutely right. Peppa Pig, yeah, we just watched it. Joan, I've done it.
Oh, Daddy's done it.
Joan Williams, I bet Maggie Thatcher is turning in her grave.
Yeah.
Jessica Goodwin, first time watching Coffee Moaners. There you go. We don't normally run around like lunatics. Okay, here's the thing. The part of the speech that I found, Peppa Pig is fine. He's trying to get some pop culture reference.
Not the lanyard, not the credit card.
I did that ages ago. But I'll do it again.
You'll do it again.
Um, Yeah, but the part of the speech that I think's doubly frustrating or kind of illuminating is the fact that he equated himself to Moses. He said at one point in his speech he equated himself to Moses. I'm just going to find where he said that because it was quite remarkable. He impersonated the sounds of car engines as they took off
I
in
heard
traffic
that.
lights.
He goes, so everybody, what do you think?
Yeah.
And that was like really the moment that you thought, this is what he's like with his kids.
And then at one point he said his 10-point plan for a green economy was him having created a new decalogue that I produced exactly a year ago when I came down from Sinai. Now,
What? Oh, sorry. A couple of people that have joined us said, "What the hell are we talking about?" Our Prime Minister's
our
speech.
Prime Minister's speech. Now, the thing about him is that he is actually a bumbling stand-up comedian, and I don't mean that as an insult. His riffing and his thing and the cut of his jib is to stand on stage and bumble and try and turn the bumble into entertainment.
Well, the Labour speechwriter, previous Labour leader speechwriter, was saying a part of me didn't know whether he was doing his act, because everyone that knows Boris knows that he does do bumbling full acts.
That was too long with his notes.
But he said it was too long.
That notes moment was far too long. That was a man caught on the hoof.
You were dying for him, weren't you?
Dying as he was saying, hang on. So yeah, what do you think, guys? Have any of you seen the whole speech? Were any of you across that as it was happening? I think it was quite horrendous, wasn't it?
Faith Goodman says, what is he trying to take headlines away from? £86,000 cap on
care costs.
Good point.
Oh, do you think he's throwing himself under the bus? I mean, a bendy bus, possibly, though he did get rid of the bendy buses. To distract. I mean, the thing with the Tories is you always know that if something happens, there's always something else happening in the background.
Very good point, Faith, because it is absolutely disgraceful, isn't it? What is going on not behind the scenes. That's true. Nobody's talking about that this morning.
No, well they are, but they're not
as
the same
much.
way. Ellen, no way. Peppa Pig, car noises, and Moses.
Ellen just arrived.
And you're talking about our Prime Minister. I'm afraid so. Yeah, absolutely.
There's no good news here, Ellen.
Yeah. Peppa Pig Land. I don't know if I'd want to go to Peppa. Would we have gone when the kids were younger?
Oh, and he talks about
Peppa
who
Pig.
would have thought a pig in the shape of a hairdryer
True.
could have such an effect.
That's an interesting description of him, though. He's just like a hairdryer.
But we're not. I mean,
I know.
about dumbing down.
No, I know, but we're not in a. He wasn't in a sort of an arena to discuss the shape of Peppa Pig. But I have to say, he makes an interesting observation.
If nothing else, he's convinced me that I want to go to see Peppa Pig. Says Amy.
Yeah, I wonder if Peppa Pig have had an uptick in bookings.
Well, Nick Ferrari said the PR for Peppa Pig is insane.
Oh, right, from the whole story, I see. Okay, well, this
Peppa
is
Pig has been said about 1 million times this morning.
Peppa Pig. What has been said how many times? Peppa Pig.
Sarah Witherington. I took my kids 10 years ago, a week after it opened, and it was a nightmare.
There you go.
So.
Well, there you go. Well, look, one of our other topics, because I'm mindful that Nads has to rush for yoga. Given that we're talking about young minds, I think this is good news. NHS to give therapy for depression before medication under new guidelines. Now, on the one hand, this is good news. But on the other, when you listen to our new Confessions of a Modern Parent podcast, you'll discover that no amount of the right approach to mental health does anything about whether you can see someone for your mental health. But as a shift in guidance, the NHS is to give therapy for depression before medication. Also on their menu of treatment options are CBT. Listen to this, Nads, for affirmation of what you've been saying. CBT, mindfulness, regular exercise,
and good food.
Therapy, and then eventually, if none of those things actually work, I think sleep deprivation has to be dealt with. Now, if you remove all of those elements...
Mindfulness and exercise really helps with your sleep.
Yeah.
Sometimes Mark is so low, and I'll start by thinking, oh my God, what's this medication doing? What's happening? And then he'll tell me he's had 9 hours sleep in 4 days.
Yes.
And last week, I missed an hour and a half off my sleep, woke up an hour and a half earlier. I was miserable as sin all day. I felt like death.
Yeah, I mean, when I do sleep, my eye bags disappear.
I'd just be fascinated to know how much of your depression is down to
no,
insomnia.
Well, or it's aggravated by it, for sure. But the other thing is I remember back in the day when people would drink. And do you remember, people would have 18 bottles of vodka, and they'd wake up and go, oh, it was the cigarette I had at the end of the evening. But I would say that a huge part of hangover is bad sleep caused by alcohol, obviously. But, a huge contingent part of a lot of bad feelings is... Now, if the NHS is saying exercise is one of a toolkit, why the fuck aren't schools
doing it?
picking this up?
I mean, Kiki left for school today and she goes, I've got PE today. I said, well, where's your PE kit? She goes, oh, I'm just going to wear these. I was like, what kind of a PE are you going to do in those trousers?
I agree.
And that's one session for 45 minutes in a week. And the trouble is, she's not doing any other exercise because she comes home and she's knackered and she's got homework and it's just
But presumably
terrible.
You must be happy about this development, right? Because it's about treating the problem rather than just whacking it with drugs.
Well, I just think so often people are given antidepressants before they're listened to. So many people just need somebody to listen to. Oh, somebody ringing me.
I've been taking lavender capsules for anxiety and sleep. It's really good, says Ruth.
Oh, really?
Elsa Pop says, twice I've been offered medication for occasional anxiety. Both times I've turned it down. Surely it's better to fix the reason I suffer with anxiety first. Absolutely. And,
and there's so much good stuff around. There's so many brilliant articles written about anxiety. I mean, I read something about anxiety almost every day.
But your thing about mindfulness is always, what is it about mindfulness that it's the slowing down, the stopping, the pausing, the pulling yourself out of the narrative of day-to-day life?
I want to go back to doing the ruby wax that I was doing every day because it's so good.
We just saw, just to interrupt, a family in Cornwall. The last episode starts with your description of the whole ruby wax thing.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I suppose what it does, if you just can center yourself, if you can just take... It's about feeling your feet back on the ground, because when I get anxious, it's so overwhelming. It takes over your thoughts and your thoughts spin and then it feeds itself and then it keeps on going, doesn't it? And sometimes just to take a moment and to just settle, feel your feet on the ground, repeat whatever mantra. What I often do is right here, right now, I'm safe, I'm okay. I just do that. Right here, right now, I'm safe and I'm okay. Because it's when we race ahead out of that minute, out of that mindful minute, out of that moment, that everything seems overwhelming. If we think about this afternoon, tomorrow, the next, it's all too much. I try and stay in the minute.
Julia Cornell, it's a very simple sentence you've written, but I've written it down. We need exercise for the mind in schools. And I think that's a really important thing. Now, we don't just, what I take from that is we do need exercise for the mind, which is kind of space, we need meditation, we need time to stop. But and this is the problem with, I think, kids' mental health in schools. The main exercise for the brain is cramming, remembering, studying, passing tests and all that. Now, of course,
it's an anxiety-making machine.
Exactly, it's an anxiety-inducing machine.
Apparently, every single time you do a piece of work, they talk about your GCSEs. And this is all new for us because we...
Every single piece of work. It's not about what you're learning or whether you like what you're learning.
It's about
test. Passing. And it's fascinating to have so many ideological things that we at times didn't like about the system being reconfirmed. It's really weird. But exercise for the mind, I think, you're right, the term is right, but weirdly, I think that exercise needs to be non-movement, non-agitation, not being forced to think too hard. I really recommend looking into Ruby Wax. She has a group called Frazzled that anyone can join. It's free. It's a bit like AA, but for people with anxiety. And because she used to go to AA, not because she was an alcoholic, but she was just looking for a group to talk about the way she felt. And eventually they said, we don't think you should be here, you're not an alcoholic. So she started the Frazzle Cafe. Originally it was in, I'm currently doing the Ruby Wax online mindfulness course, says Zoe. You're a big fan of her, aren't you? So check her out. If you're suffering with anxiety. Now, Black Friday is this Friday.
Don't fall for it.
And a lot of people, we talked on the Sunday show, I pulled a story about how a lot of small businesses are going to be, as a demonstration, not selling stuff online and stuff like that. It strikes me as a bit of an own goal, that, potentially. I mean, I get why they're protesting, but equally, we always have the caveat that Amazon also supports lots of smaller businesses. But I think the sense of Amazon is that it's this behemoth of a company, isn't it?
Behemoth?
Yeah, sort of a giant sort of creature.
Of a company. Is that an actual moth?
Yeah,
a behemoth?
That's not a moth. A behemoth. Behemoth. But anyway, look, 9 in 10 Black Friday deals that are coming up this Friday were the same price or cheaper before they were launched, reports The Sun. So 9 in 10 Black Friday deals from shops are cheaper or the same price. Consumer Group Which found 187 of 200 products last year cost the same or even more on Black Friday than they did the months before.
Wow.
Yeah. So if you want to see inflation in action, this is it, where your Black Friday knockdown prices are actually higher than last year. So that's one element. My line always on sales...
Yes, Melanie, I'm writing it down.
My line on sales is always, surely they're selling something closer to the price it could be sold at in the first place. So the margin and the markup isn't so good. That's one. The other thing about sales is more often than not, things are left over that nobody really wants. And then the final part of all of this, of course, is Black Friday scams. And most scams on Black Friday, not surprisingly, operate online.
Hi, Gina J.
And there was 15.4 million lost last Christmas on online fraud. And Action Fraud, the National Reporting Centre, said that scam online shopping bargains that turned out to be too good to be true just rarely are. So if you're online and you think this is ludicrously good, bearing in mind what we've just said about how most Black Friday deals are close to, if not more than last year, if you see a ludicrous markdown,
I fall for
challenge
these
it.
things all
You
the
fall
time.
for it all the time. And some of these companies, like John Lewis and all these people, the scammers recreate an identical homepage to the actual business. So you need to make sure that you're operating on a computer that has all sorts of malware taken care of. Make sure your Apple or your MacBooks or your iPhones have the latest, updates updated, because so many people sit with that little red dot thinking, I can't do it now, I don't want to do it now, and you leave yourself vulnerable. So, there's all sorts of, it's a good question. Why is it called Black Friday?
I don't know. Does anybody know? I bet one of you lot knows.
It's strange. So that is just a word of caution as we head in towards Black Friday.
Jackie Valino, I would recommend, I love the pucker teas. At the moment, I'm drinking 3 cinnamon, which is lovely, because if you fancy something sweet, but not having something sweet, it has a sweetness.
Yeah.
And I like Dragonfly green tea with spearmint.
Yeah.
Green tea actually speeds up your metabolism, helps you burn calories.
Yeah, you say that, yeah. That's
It's true.
amazing. Does it give you more steps?
No.
Hit the thumbs up, guys. Hit the like button if you're enjoying it. Hit the dislike button twice if you're not. Pauline Mulvey, Little Feckers. Yeah, Little Feckers. Little Feckers. Love pucker teas. Oh, you've hit a nerve here. Peach tea is the best. I hate herbal tea.
I don't like peach tea.
I hate herbal tea.
Oh, you have to train yourself. I couldn't have... Well, I'm not really having herbal, though, am I? Because I'm having cinnamon, so I'm having a spiced tea.
Any calories in them, Ellen asking?
No.
No.
You like cinnamon tea?
I do like cinnamon tea, actually. It's the only one I do like. I used to look at Chi-Chi lying right down in the back. We're looking forward to getting her groomed, actually, so all of that mithering around her feet colour will go. But she's much better. It's poor old Toffs who's just got the end of her.
Anyone got any tips on how we can get that redness out of her fur?
Yeah, she's
Because
not...
it looks
it's
like...
from when she was nibbling
It's
at
from
them.
when she's licking.
Anyway, guys, we've got to go. You've got to go.
Yeah.
Have a lovely day, guys.
There's Meals in Minutes naughtiness
Meals
going
and Minutes
up
coming up later, and another vlog is landing later. It's going to be vlog-tastic until we get to Vlogmas. So have a lovely day.
Don't
and
forget
see
to
you
tell all
later.
your friends about the quiz.
First, next Wednesday.